Okay, so I have my fabric folded in half, and the outside of it, or the wrong side is out. And I'm going to sew along the edge here of the frayed part to make my seam, and not all the way to the edge. I'm going to leave about an inch from the side, and I'm going to sew it. Just got it on zigzag. Not all the way to the edge, but like about another inch, you know, an inch here, an inch here isn't sewn. Okay, and that's step one. The next, step two, after you've got your inside out sewn together on the first step, as you can see, I've started to kind of just turn it in to the right side, or what do you call that? Like just turn it in the right side out, okay? So that's when I use the crochet hook to help me poke it through and get that done. Okay? Okay, so step three, I've got the scrunchie right side out now. Everything's exposed here. And so the next step is we're going to sew these ends together. So we've left a little bit of unsewn area here, and we're going to match up the corners and the edges and get those sewed together. So this is kind of a, you know, tedious, tricky part, but it, you know, you get used to handling it, it's not that bad. So just kind of put these together, and you don't have to worry too much about it, but just get one corner together like that, and it's right side to right side. So the inside outs are, again, facing, and that's what you're going to be sewing. So start with one corner, and it'll make it easy, and then get it placed under the foot with the corner together like that, and then just get it under that foot, put the foot down on it to where it'll hold it in place, and then kind of, you know, make sure that you're going to take it slow. And like I say, it's kind of tedious, so go slow, and then it'll all work out. So I'm gonna go just do a little bit, and then kind of gather my material, make sure I'm not sewing anything I'm not supposed to be sewing, and then those ends are together. Do a little bit more, and then just again, just gather it around, get a little bit more ready, and go a little more, and just make sure this edge is still kind of this one corner to corner. A little bit more. Just kind of feed it in there a little bit. Be patient. This is a process that, even though you've done a lot, it's still tedious. And you sew all the way to the edge, but then back up and get it tied off. Okay? And okay, so we've got this scrunchie all in a circle. All the seams closed up there, but we still have a little opening here because we left that in the first step. Okay, so I've got my elastic threaded, my needle, and I'm gonna put the elastic through. I've got the links marked on here with pin so that I know how long that elastic needs to be once I get it threaded through. So I'm gonna thread it through, and get it all, here we go, round and around. Okay, and it comes out this next edge. I'm going to pull it through and then get this needle out of here, okay? And now I've got to hold on to it while I get this, see, because it's just a short piece. That's the only one I need. That's all I need in there. So I'm going to make sure I don't pull too much, because then you have to do it again. And you want it to be flat. So I'm pretty sure that there's my pin mark for that. And before I cut it, I'm going to make sure that I don't have it twisted in there. because it's easier to untwist it. If it's long, I can pull it back out. If it's short, it's not going to be easy to twist. Okay, I don't think it's twisted, so I'm going to cut this at the mark, and I'm going to sew these together like this with my needle and thread. All right, so now after I have the elastic edges sewn together and nice and tight, I'm going to tuck it in there, and then I'm going to tuck the edges of this, and hopefully the little seams line up where I put the circle together. And I'm going to kind of follow my seams like that and just kind of make a little crease there, and I'm going to close that hole up. Okay, so I want to start my foot, like, you know, a little bit where it's already sewn, so it'll be a nice, good and tight, you know, you're not going to leave a hole there. In other words, make sure all that thread is poked in and hiding. That'll make your scrunchie look better. Just put it on the edge of it, and just, again, take this real slow, because, and don't do what I just did, because it wasn't right on the edge, but it'll still work. It's just not going to be as pretty. So now it's right on the edge, and I'm just going to very slowly sew it to the edge and overrun it a little bit, and then back it up right on the edge, and it'll be all closed off. And now your scrunchie's done, but, you know, kind of just, you want to make sure all the long strings are cut off. You don't want any of that going on, and just kind of make it fluffed to where it looks good, and maybe your seams on the inside. And again, look for little frayed things, because you don't want that. And there's your scrunchie. All right.